Hello everyone, welcome back. We are now going to start with our new lab. This lab will be focusing on uh, the two commands we use commonly for archiving and zipping files, which are tar and zip. Before we start using these commands, there are some preparations we have to do in order to basically execute these commands on certain files and folders. So first of all, I'm currently in the home directory. I'm going to change directory inside the documents, and there I'm going to create two new directories using the make dir command. The first directory, actually single directory first, it will be called tasks. Then I will change into tasks, and then I will create two directories. Using again the make dir command, I'm going to create Jan for January and Feb for February. Okay, now if I ls, I can see that I have two new directories. I'm going to change directory again into February. Actually, let's start with Jan first. So let me change directory into Jan. Inside Jan, I'm going to create three files. So I'm going to create task 1, task 2, and task 3. Now if I run the command ls, I can see I have three files here. Let me change directory back again into Feb. In Feb it's empty at the moment. Let me create more files. I'll call them task 4, task 5, and task 6. Let me go back to my home folder using the cd command. Let me clear everything up. Now I'm going to list recursively the folder documents. So we can see in documents now we have tasks. Inside tasks we have Feb and Jan. Inside Feb and Jan, in Feb we have, actually I made a mistake here. So let me correct it. Let me remove inside documents, tasks, Feb, remove the file 6, and let me change the name of documents tasks Feb task to documents tasks Feb task. This is supposed to be task 6. Again, if I run the recursive on documents, now we have the setup we were aiming for. We have task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4, task 5, task 6 in Feb and Jan. Now we are ready to create our archive folders. Now we are going to use two commands. The first command is the tar command, and the second command is the zip command, and we will learn the differences between them. So first, let me change directory actually into documents. Inside documents I have the tasks folder. What we are planning to do is create an archive of the tasks folder and then move it to downloads. Okay, so the first step to create an archive, we will run tar, then we'll provide the flags create file, and then we will give it the folder name tasks, and of course you have to specify. You can either omit this info, but it's always better to specify the name of the file that you want to create. So I'll call it tasks.tar. Okay, now if I ls, I can see that I have tasks.tar now inside documents. In order to move it, all I need to do is type move tasks.tar, and then I'm going to move it to my home directory downloads. So I'm going to write the tilde, then DOW, and then it will give me, if I press tab, it will auto-complete the downloads. I'll press enter. Let me change directory and go there, because we have to extract the file. if I change directory to downloads and run ls, I can see tasks.tar now have been moved to the downloads directory. In order to extract the file and make sure that everything is actually there, we are going to run the tar command again, but now with different flags. The flags are extract file, and then I'm going to call the file name tasks.tar. Now if I run it without additional arguments, it will extract the folder inside the current directory, which is downloads. Okay, so if I press enter, I run the ls command, I can see now inside downloads there is a folder called tasks. In order to make sure everything is actually correct, let me clear everything. Let me cd one step back and let me run ls-r on downloads. And I can see that the same folder structure is there, download inside downloads now. And if I run ls downloads and ls documents, I can see that both of them are matching. Documents tasks and download tasks, fib task 6. That means the archive worked correctly and everything has been extracted as expected. Okay, this is all about the tar command. I don't want, of course there are many arguments for it. If you run the man command on tar, you can see that there are lots of arguments that you can pass. You can actually zip the file as well, compress it if you would like to. You can add to the archive, so not only once you create the archive it is immutable, you can actually append to it as you please. So this way everything will be inside one file, one .tar file. So this is regarding the tar command. Now let me clean up the downloads because we are going to create the zip file now. So if I run remove -rf downloads, then in downloads tasks, this will remove the task folder in downloads. If I run ls-r again for downloads and for documents, I can see that now downloads is empty, only contains tasks.tar. Now let us create the zip file. I will change into documents. Again, inside documents, I can see I have my old folder, the tasks. Now I'm going to use the zip command. Zip command takes a flag called -r, which will create a zip file recursively. That means it will zip the folder and the folders inside that and the folders inside that. With the tar command it's actually implicit, but with the zip command you have to specify the -r, and we'll add something else, but first let us call the file tasks.zip, and then I'm going to press star. Star also signifies that I want everything inside the current folder to be zipped. If I hit enter, I can see that it is giving me output. I can now, for example, run ls again. I can see that I have my tasks.zip file created. Now let us again move it to download, move using the move command. So I'll run move tasks.zip to ~downloads. Now if I change directory to ~downloads and run ls dash, now I want to compare the two files. Now if I run ls alone, I know that there are the tasks.tar we created previously and the tasks.zip. Now I want to show you the differences between these two files. So if I run ls -l, then I provide the flag h, which will give me human readable size files, and then I provide the flag g, which will omit the group because this info I don't need to see it at the moment. I can see that the file size for tasks.tar is 10 kilobyte, while the file size for tasks.zip is 1.4 kilobyte only. Okay, this is one of the main differences between the two commands. Actually, the zip command is by default aimed towards compressing, while the tar command is aimed towards archiving only. Okay, now since we have our tasks.zip, let me actually extract it. If I remember correctly, the zip command does not actually provide any extraction options, so we have to download a utility called unzip. So I'm going to actually go and download it because unzip is not installed. If I type unzip, it will tell me unzip no such file or directory. That means the bin for this command does not exist. Now what I need to do is run the sudo command with apt get install unzip. If I type enter, it will prompt me for my password. I will enter my password, then it will go ahead and download unzip. Unzip is also one of the very useful utilities that it is handy to have it around always. Now since I'm inside the downloads again, what I can do is actually run unzip on our zip file, which is tasks.zip. If I hit enter, it will give me a log of the extraction process. I will type clear, then I will go ahead and change directory one step back, run ls-r recursively for the downloads folder, and I can see, as expected, everything has been extracted successfully. So this is it for today's lesson. Of course, careful typing is required for this lesson because you will be running the rm-rf command. So that means if you're going to run it, don't forget to specify the exact folder. For example, I'm going to now clean up my documents folder, and I'm going to clean up my downloads folder the same way. Okay, now if I run ls-r, I can see that only in downloads I have the two zipped files. Okay, so we have one sensitive command, rm-rf. Also the tar command, if you're not careful, you can mess it up. Maybe you'll archive something else. We always need to pay attention to our current working directory when we are running the commands. So run the zip command and the tar command inside the directory that you are going to either extract or compress the folders. Okay, this is the best practice in order to execute everything successfully and without any confusion. Thank you, and see you in the next lab.